Do you think you have enough gear to get by in an emergency? This is a question that resonates with many of us. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that we're adequately prepared for any crisis. However, the reality is often far from this. Our complacency can lead to a dangerous misconception that we have all the tools we need to handle any emergency. In reality, the tools we're missing can be the most vital when disaster strikes. Imagine being caught in a natural disaster or facing a power outage only to realize that you don't have the correct gear to keep yourself and your family safe. It's a chilling thought, one that underscores the importance of being thoroughly prepared. Therefore, it's crucial to reevaluate our readiness strategies continually and ensure we're not missing any vital tools. But the truth is, emergencies can happen at any time, and the tools you don't have can be the most critical. First up, we've got the humble soldering iron. This unassuming tool might not be the first thing you think of when you're assembling your prepper kit, but it's an absolute must-have. In an emergency, the ability to make small repairs to your electronics can be the difference between staying connected and being left in the dark. Picture this: your reliable old radio, your lifeline to the outside world, suddenly stops working. Or perhaps your solar panel system has a minor glitch in the circuit board. With a good soldering iron, you can fix these issues and keep your gear running smoothly. Moreover, a soldering iron isn't just for repairs, it's also a fantastic tool for creating your own DIY electronics. Imagine being able to build a simple alarm system or a makeshift flashlight. The possibilities are endless. In the hands of a resourceful prepper, a soldering iron becomes more than just a tool. It becomes a gateway to self-reliance and resilience. A soldering iron is an essential tool that can help you get the job done. Next, we've got the Crosscut Saw. Now you might be wondering, why a manual saw? Well, let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a situation where fuel is scarce or unavailable. Your chainsaw, as powerful as it is, becomes nothing more than a hunk of metal. This is where the Crosscut Saw comes into play. It's a tool that relies on nothing but your own strength and determination. It's perfect for cutting wood, whether you're building a shelter or fueling a fire to keep warm. The Crosscut Saw is an unsung hero of the tool world, often overlooked in favor of more modern, fuel-dependent tools. But when the chips are down and resources are limited, the Crosscut Saw shines. It's a reminder of our own resilience and ability to adapt in even the harshest conditions. So, don't underestimate the Crosscut Saw. It's perfect for building or heating when chainsaws aren't an option due to fuel shortages. Third, water purification tablets. These small but mighty tablets are an absolute must-have for any emergency kit. Why, you ask? Because they're designed to kill the microorganisms in water to prevent waterborne diseases. They're easy to use too. Just drop a tablet into a liter of water, wait for about 30 minutes, and voila, you've got yourself potable water. Now you might be thinking, I've got a water filter. Why do I need these? Well, what if your water filter breaks, or you run out of clean water? In a crisis, you can't always rely on having access to uncontaminated water, and that's where these tablets come in. They're lightweight, compact, and have a long shelf life, making them perfect for stashing in your go bag or emergency kit. So regardless of the situation, you can rest assured knowing that you have a reliable way to purify water. Water purification tablets can be a lifesaver. Fifth, we've got the Ferrocerium Rod. This tool may seem insignificant, but it's truly a testament to the saying, good things come in small packages. The Ferrocerium Rod is a must-have in your survival kit, and here's why. This compact tool is capable of generating sparks, even in the harshest of conditions. Imagine being caught in a snowstorm, a downpour, or even a desert with winds whipping around you. In such scenarios, traditional methods of starting a fire might be challenging. That's where our little hero, the Ferrocerium Rod, comes into play. When scraped against a hard surface, it produces a shower of hot sparks capable of igniting a fire. It's an invaluable tool for cooking, boiling water, and providing warmth. Unlike matches or lighters, this rod isn't affected by moisture or wind and has a significantly longer lifespan. So, in a survival situation, never underestimate the power of this pocket-sized wonder. A Ferrocerium Rod is a real game changer. Sixth, manual grain mill. Now this might not be the first tool that springs to mind when you think of emergency preparedness, but let me tell you, it's a real game changer. A manual grain mill is a simple yet powerful tool that allows you to grind grains and seeds into flour without the need for electricity. Imagine this, you're in a situation where power is out, and you've got a stockpile of grains. Without a grain mill, those grains are pretty much useless. But with a grain mill, you can turn those grains into flour, and that flour into bread, pancakes, or even pasta. And it doesn't stop there. A manual grain mill can also be used to grind coffee beans, spices, and even nuts. So not only does it provide a way to make use of your grain stores, it also adds a touch of variety and flavor to your meals. It's invaluable for long-term sustainability, especially if you're growing your own grains. 7th, manual water pump. Now this is a tool you might not have thought about, but imagine this. You're off the grid, power's out, and you need access to water. Sure, you've got your water purification tablets, but what if you could tap straight into the Earth's natural reservoir? Enter the manual water pump. This simple yet ingenious tool allows you to access underground water sources, even when there's no electricity. So whether you're dealing with a temporary power outage or you've decided to go full-on wilderness living, a manual water pump is a must-have. Simply put, it's your ticket to a reliable water source, come rain, shine, or power outage. And let's face it, water is life. Without it, all your other prep work is for naught. That's why a manual water pump is more than just a tool, it's your lifeline, crucial for long-term off-grid living. 8th, we've got the backup power bank. This might seem like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how often this essential tool is overlooked. In a world that's increasingly reliant on technology, keeping your devices charged can be a matter of life and death during an emergency. A power bank is essentially a portable charger that can keep your devices running when you don't have access to a power source. This can be especially crucial during a widespread power outage, a natural disaster, or any other situation where you might find yourself off the grid. Think about the devices you use on a daily basis. Your mobile phone, for instance, is likely your primary means of communication. It's how you stay in touch with your loved ones, get emergency updates, and access important information. Now, imagine if your phone ran out of battery in the middle of a crisis situation. It's a frightening thought, isn't it? That's where a power bank comes in. A good power bank can keep your phone and other devices charged for days or even weeks. This means you can stay connected, informed, and ready to respond to whatever comes your way. And it's not just about your phone. A power bank can also power other essential devices like a radio, a flashlight, or even a GPS device. But not all power banks are created equal. When choosing a power bank, you want to consider its capacity, which is measured in milliamp hours, or mAh. The higher the mAh, the more power the bank can store. You also want to consider the number of ports, the speed of charging, and the size and weight of the power bank. Remember, in an emergency situation, every second counts. The last thing you want is to be fumbling around with a dead device when you should be focusing on keeping yourself and your family safe. So, do yourself a favor and invest in a good power bank. It's a small price to pay for peace of mind. A good power bank is a must-have for anyone who wants to stay connected and informed. 9th, lockpicking set. Now before you raise an eyebrow, remember we're talking about survival scenarios here. In an urban environment, a lockpicking set can be a very handy tool to have. Now we're not advocating for any illegal activities, but in a disaster situation where lives could be at stake, having the ability to access locked areas could be crucial. Imagine this, you're in a city hit by a natural disaster. Buildings are deserted, stores have been abandoned, and supplies are scarce. You stumble upon a locked warehouse that you suspect might have essential supplies like food, water, or medical kits. A lockpicking set could be the key to accessing those much-needed resources. Or consider another scenario. You come across a locked door behind which someone could be trapped. In such instances, lockpicking could potentially save a life. The ability to unlock doors without keys can be vital during rescue operations when every second counts. Now, it's important to note that lockpicking isn't something you can master overnight. It requires practice and patience. But once you get the hang of it, it can be an invaluable skill to have. There are plenty of resources online that can guide you through the basics of lockpicking, and there are even specially designed practice locks available to help you hone your skills. A standard lockpicking set usually comes with a variety of tools, including tension wrenches, hooks, and rakes, each designed to manipulate the pins inside a lock in a different way. It's a compact toolkit that can easily fit into your bug-out bag or survival kit, adding very little weight, but potentially offering significant benefits. So while a lockpicking set might not be the first thing that comes to mind when you think of prepping, it's definitely a tool worth considering. It's one of those things that you might not need often, but when you do, it can be a real game changer. Useful in urban survival scenarios for gaining access to abandoned supplies or during rescue operations. So, there you have it, the top 9 prepper tools that you need but probably don't have. From the humble soldering iron that can be a lifesaver in a crisis, to the crosscut saw that's perfect when chainsaws aren't an option. The manual clothes washer that's efficient and doesn't require electricity, to the water purification tablets that are a must-have for health and safety. We also talked about the Ferrocerium Rod, a surprisingly effective tool for generating sparks, the manual grain mill that's essential for long-term sustainability, and the manual water pump that can provide access to water even when power is not available. Don't forget about the backup power bank, a tool that keeps you connected and informed for days, and the lockpicking set, which can be useful in urban survival scenarios. Remember, being prepared is about more than just having the right gear. It's about knowing how to use it.